That's right. My comic book drops tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for you guys to read this book. There's a link in the description. You can sign up. It should also work as a link to the book itself when it drops tomorrow, Friday, April 25th. So check it out. But now, let's talk about Elder Scrolls Oblivion, a game that's doing very well, very well. Peaked at 190,000 people. I imagine it will probably go up this weekend, as many people will probably buy it for the first time, as it's payday tomorrow for many people as well. Good reason to check out my comic book as well. So a lot of people will be picking the game up tomorrow, and I would imagine you're going to see this hit an even higher number. It's probably doing just as well on PlayStation, and on Xbox, it's Game Pass. People will probably sign up for Game Pass to play the game as well. So I think the game is probably a hit. I mean, they have all the assets. All they did, from what I understand, is put everything in Unreal Engine. I don't know what that entails, but either way, it looks like it paid off. They did a shadow drop for this too, by the way, even though we all knew it was coming out. It was the worst kept secret in the world that game was going to drop on Tuesday. I've picked it up. I'm about 5 hours into it. I haven't really done anything. I've just been exploring. I never played Oblivion. I don't know why I never did, because I had an Xbox 360. But for some reason, I didn't play it. I remember wanting to get to it. I just never did. And then Skyrim came out. I've played Skyrim like 3 times, 4 times. So it's fun to go in and play this. Eventually, I want to go play Morrowind. Hell, by the way that this thing is performing, they'll probably remaster Morrowind too. I'd actually say that if this game does incredibly well, and I think it will, they most definitely probably will remaster Morrowind eventually. I mean, why not? It's just easy money in a way. But yeah, people seem to like this. I don't know about performance issues for everybody else. I haven't had many. I have experienced a bug or two, but it wasn't anything game-breaking. But with all that aside, there is something that a lot of people are talking about with this game, and that's the return of body type 1 or 2. And there was a whole thing around this because somebody made a mod, once again, as people do, fixing it and turning it back to male or female. And it was once again on Nexus mods. I don't know why anybody still uses Nexus mods. There are other outlets to use. And this is speculation, right? I'm not saying they're losing any traffic, but I do wonder if maybe they have lost some traffic because for the first time ever, they've actually walked it back and have allowed for the male and female mod to remain, which is kind of wild. Nexus mods usually stands their ground on this shit. This time, they caved. And they had to put a whole virtue post up because they have a history of doing this stuff on why they're not banning it. This mod has been and likely will continue to be a source of controversy within the community. After a thorough review, we've determined that the content of the mod itself does not violate our community guidelines. However, due to the nature of the topic, which often attracts intense and sometimes hostile discussion, the comments section will remain locked to prevent further escalation. Why was it removed? Well, because a bunch of crybabies don't like it. I don't like that it's in the game at all, to be honest, but it's not game break. The game doesn't even get rid of gendered language. It still talks about men and women, male, female, which is kind of make it stupid that it's in the content creator. So the people that don't like gendered language are happy that it's in the content creator, but don't say anything about the language in the game. And, you know, these people, It's just like the people that are now getting mad about climate but trashing Teslas. Like, maybe you really don't believe any of the things that you guys push, but whatever. I find it funny that this little mod is causing these people that say it's not a big deal to to have it, but then they get mad about this mod. Is Oblivion Remastered too woke? Right-wing gamers are trying to mod out this feature. So what? They think a less inclusive design decision would actually improve sales. It might actually improve the sales, though, because, and listen, the sales are already doing fine. They really don't need to do shit. I think this game is probably selling like hotcakes. But, I mean, you kind of already see it with the Steam count. And I do think that goes up over the weekend. But look at that Lords of the Fallen game. They changed it back to male and female, and their sales did go up. So it probably would help. I actually think if they did it now, it'd be a bigger deal. If they had released the game and it had been male and female, because the original had sexes, not body type. I actually think that I don't think anybody really would have cared. Maybe they did it. Maybe they did it because they knew people would talk about it by putting that body type 1 or 2 thing in there. But it's funny to see all these outlets get pissed because of that mod, as they do. And by the way, Anna Valen's here. This is the same person that was going after Kershaw the other day. Kershaw. I did a whole video on that because Vice was trying to cancel her. And this is the writer of that article, who's into some nasty shit, by the way. Nasty shit. Wants quite the interesting future for mankind. Highly encourage you to go watch that video. Here's another one. This game isn't woke. You're just a moron. Oblivion Remastered community hits back against people complaining about the game's body types. Why are you so mad that people are just talking about this? Because there is no real boycott going on. Everything that I've seen, it's just people calling it cringe and stupid, which it is. It is cringe and stupid. It's even more stupid when you consider the fact that it's only in the character creator. The rest of the game doesn't have it. But they're not mad about that. It's weird hills that these people die on. Like, they're not mad about the gendered language in the game. They're just mad that people don't like the fact that calling your character male or female is taken out and you're complaining about it. Probably because people don't like this crazy gender ideology that's being pushed on people so hard. People are tired of that shit. This is why Trump won a lot of people in the vote. They don't agree with you. But it's funny to see them lose their minds over people just getting mad about it. Like, I do believe there is going to be a reckoning in the video game industry. You're already seeing it with all the layoffs and shit that's happened. I think eventually a lot of this crap is just going to go away because they just don't want to rock the boat with it. And I think a lot of these companies are starting to figure out that, hey, like this fringe group online whining about this shit, about men and women and saying there's only 2 genders is bad. I think these companies see that there's not really any economic power with these people, and they're quietly starting to move away from them. And, I think things are going to get back normal. They've already kind of been getting back to normal. You're seeing it in a lot of other areas of entertainment. It's just going to take longer with video games. So if you want to play Oblivion, I haven't seen anything. Once you get out of that character creator part of the game, it just goes back to being Oblivion. So that's my thoughts on it. I just find it funny that everyone's freaking out on the Access Media side over this mod. They're getting mad that people are just having conversations about this. And this dude only cites like one guy on Reddit. Of course, it's Reddit. Oh, this guy on Reddit doesn't like it. He thinks they're all dumb. So the gamer writes a whole article on it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.